Have you ever felt like you're constantly chasing something? A better job, a bigger house, that one perfect moment you think will finally make you happy. I want to tell you a story about a man named Arthur who spent his entire life doing just that. Arthur was a master of planning. He had a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, even a plan for his retirement decades away. Every day was a step on a ladder, climbing towards a future where everything would be perfect. He'd rush through conversations, thinking about his next meeting. He'd scroll through vacation photos while on vacation, planning the next trip. He was always living one step ahead of himself, convinced that real happiness was just around the corner. One year, Christmas Eve arrived. Snow fell softly outside his window, blanketing the world in a quiet hush. Arthur was, of course, busy. He was wrapping the last of the presents, checking his list, and mentally rehearsing the perfect Christmas morning he had orchestrated. He imagined the joy on his family's faces, the flawless turkey, the crackling fire, the culmination of all his hard work. At the stroke of midnight, as he placed the final, perfectly wrapped gift under the tree, something strange happened. The ticking of the grandfather clock in the hall stopped. The snowflakes outside his window hung suspended in midair. The gentle flicker of the fire became a static, golden flame. Everything, absolutely everything, froze. Panic set in at first. He ran to the window, but the world outside was a silent, motionless painting. He checked his watch. Its hands were still. He was trapped in a single, frozen moment. The perfect Christmas he had planned was now an eternal, silent tableau. The future he was so desperately racing towards had vanished. There was only now. Days, or what felt like days, turned into weeks in this timeless void. The initial fear gave way to a profound silence. With nowhere to go and nothing to plan, Arthur finally stopped. He truly saw the room around him for the first time. He noticed the intricate patterns the frost had made on the window pane. He saw the genuine, peaceful smiles on the framed photos of his family smiles from moments he barely registered at the time. With nothing to chase, his mind, for the first time in his life, grew quiet. He wasn't thinking about what was next. He was just there. And in that stillness, a feeling washed over him. It wasn't the triumphant high of achieving a goal. It was a deep, quiet sense of peace. It was a feeling of being completely and utterly present. He felt the warmth from the frozen fire, the love in the silent house, the beauty of the suspended snowflake. Everything he had been chasing his entire life, that feeling of contentment and peace, was right here, in this one still moment. He had believed peace was a reward you earned after a long, hard race. He thought it was a destination at the top of a mountain of achievements, but it wasn't. Peace was in the stillness. It was the space between the thoughts, the silence between the heartbeats. It was always there, waiting for him to simply stop and notice. When the clock finally ticked again and the world lurched back to life, Arthur was a changed man. The future was still there, but he no longer felt the need to race towards it. He understood that the most perfect moments weren't the ones you meticulously planned, but the ones you were fully present for. So many of us are like Arthur, living our lives in fast forward, believing happiness is a prize at the finish line. But what if the real prize is found not in the chase, but in the pause? What if peace isn't something we have to earn, but something we can access right now, simply by being still? Maybe the most valuable moments are the ones where time seems to stand still, not because it has to, but because we choose to let it. Always remember, the surge begins within. Carry it forward.